Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Phantom.Strategies. So in this video review, let's talk about Bitcoin price action right now and what I am looking for, what kind of expectations I have over the weekend and into the next week. And maybe we'll quickly cover one of the coins, other altcoins. Okay, so before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit those notification and icon buttons. I post this content every day, and so as soon as I post it, upload it on YouTube, you will get it. So hit those notification icons. If you think these videos are helping you with your investing, with your trading, please give me a thumbs up. That really means a lot, and I will definitely create more videos for you every day. Okay, alright, so let's dive into Bitcoin. So since last week I have been calling about I've been calling, like, you know, that we are in the bull run, and I think the bottom that we have created around 6,000 level will hold, and we just need you know, last week was actually set up really well technically for the move that we are seeing right now actually. But we had some price manipulation, as I explained in my previous videos, over the weekend, last weekend, during the lower volume, and but it did not last too long because it was manufactured. It wasn't really it wasn't real. It wasn't like, you know, it was fabricated pullback basically. Alright, I saw a lot of technical analysts calling that pullback, and they were calling the levels around 8,900, then 8,300 on that pullback, but I just did not see that. And it's that's when, you know, being a pure technical analyst becomes really, you have to see the bigger picture. You cannot just rely on the charts, you cannot just rely on the fundamentals. As I have said it plenty of times, everyone is getting the same information that you are seeing right here. I'm getting the same information, other technical analysts are getting the same information, you are seeing the same information. The real key, the real deal is how you analyze this information with the overall data. Okay, you have to look at the overall global market, you have to see the news events, you have to see there are other things, there are other moving particles that you have to like analyze, and you have to just, you know, get that whole big picture, and then you have to see the market that way. You cannot just simply look at the charts and then say that, hey, we are done, we are gonna have a retracement, we're gonna go to that 8,000 level, no, it doesn't work like that, because you have to look at so many things. You have to look at the volume, you have to look at, you know, the global picture, you have to look at, like, what are the headline news. So there are multiple things, because there are multiple people who are investing in it. There are people who are investing with, you know, technical background, people who are investing with just fundamental background, people who are just investing as a speculator who just want to throw money at it. So it's like a combination of people and a combination of mindsets. So you really have to analyze that whole different. You have to analyze that whole picture, alright? So you can't just rely on charts, you can't just rely on fundamental, you have to just get the whole picture. So yes, it's good to be right. Not gonna lie about that, it's good to be right, and it doesn't mean that I'm always gonna be right. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to be one of those guys who is gonna keep on telling you that, hey, look, I'm right, and everyone is wrong. There will be plenty of time that I will be wrong. There is plenty of time that in the past that I was wrong, and I will admit it, that I was wrong. That's the thing. You have to, when you're wrong, you should admit it, and you learn from those things, and you make yourself better. No one is perfect. As much, even the technical analysis that we are doing here, this is not a perfect science, okay? I will be the first one to tell you this is not a perfect science, but it definitely gives you more odds to make the trade. It definitely put the odds in your favor to make the trade and to make that investment. That's what we are trying to learn here, to make those odds in your favor. Okay, no one can predict the market. I don't have the crystal ball you probably don't have the crystal ball, no one have it. So what you do is you analyze it based on what you see. Okay, and like and a lot of these things comes from previous experience. It's the same thing. Let's say if you are I have given you this example before. Let's say if you're a doctor, or if you're a lawyer, or if you're like, you know, I don't know, you're working in some profession, right? You are just working in a profession, and you know your profession, right? You know certain things that happens because it comes through the experience that you have acquired over the year, right? Let's say if you are a student and you're taking you're in a psychology class, right? You know what to expect when, you know, with your class, what kind of syllabus you should expect, what kind of like questions when you're going into the exam, you know what kind of question you should be expecting. You know, hey, this was in the previous quiz, so I know the answer for this one. It's the same thing. So looking at these patterns, looking at this chart, analyzing these pictures, the global events for years and years, and like, you know, stumbling upon it, like learning from it, making mistakes, losing money on it, making great money on it, it just becomes your second nature after a while. And then that's what we're trying to create here with the risk management, with like trading. We don't want to be a gambler. We want to be an investor for long term. Okay, all right. So that's my speech for the Saturday morning. Hope you enjoyed it. So Bitcoin is coming. We call it at around 11,000. We keep on saying that, hey, it's gonna go to 11,000. In fact, I made a video for my email subscriber last week, and in that video I said that we're gonna hit that 12,000 mark. That was based on the technical pictures that we were seeing, based on the events that were happening on the global market. And I still think that we are gonna go to that 12,000 mark. To be exact, I think we have around 12,000. I will start getting a little bit more cautious around 12,000, just because, you know, it's going to come at significant resistance. There is a 100-day moving average, as well as like 12,400 as a mark that was a previous support, which will act as a resistance now. So you wanna I'm still very bullish on like Bitcoin for March. We can easily see 14,000 mark. Okay, here I said it. We can see 14,000 mark, but we need to make sure we have favorable global events. Okay, what do I mean by that? We need to make sure the global market stays positive. We don't have another flash crash that we had earlier in February. If you remember, earlier in February, the whole global market, the S&P, NASDAQ, everything sold off, with the whole global market, with Nikkei and Asian markets as well. If we can avoid those kind of scenarios in March and April, we can easily see the next level to watch is the 12,000, 12,400, and then around 13 and 14,000. But we will reevaluate the situation then. But right now, looking at it from today, 14,000 looks very much doable by March end, if not sooner. But again, just because it's looking doesn't mean that you blindfoldedly just make the trades. No, we do our risk management. We buy on the pullbacks, right? We don't want to buy into like the strength. We buy when people are selling, and then when we buy. So yeah, so there will be resistance. It's not going to be like just walk in a park, but obviously we are more bullish right now. The level that you want to keep an eye on as we are getting into the weekend, into the next week, is going to be around 11,400. Okay, 11,400, 11,500. Those are the level. Those are critical level, because it's a neckline. If you look at this, there's the inverse head and shoulder pattern right here. And this is pattern, I'm seeing this pattern in a lot of if I can get this, okay, so you have the left shoulder, head, and the right shoulder. Now the neckline is right around that 11,400, 11,500 mark. So we need to make sure that we are staying over that neckline, and if we can do that, that will be extremely bullish. Okay, simple as that. Overall, in the longer picture, we want to make sure that we are, when I created the monthly, so in the longer picture, we want to make sure that we are staying over that 10,300 mark, okay, for the month. And for the smaller picture, as I said, if we can break that 11,400 mark, that will be extremely bullish. And if we stay over that mark, okay, that will be a good line, good mark to watch. But it's looking very nice. Let's look at the smaller time frame. So in the smaller time frame, I'm looking at the 4 hours. The volume is picking up. I mean, this is nice to see this volume coming up on the 4 hours, and it's not like, you know, dying down. This volume average is going up. All of these are a good sign for the run toward 12,000 mark. And yeah, we are, as I have been saying this whole week, as I have been saying the past weekend, I'm definitely bullish. All right, and we can definitely see that 12,000 mark sooner in Bitcoin. And if we can stay over that neckline, perhaps the 14,000 in month of March. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's a quick recap on the things we talked about over past week, since last week. So yeah, and if you're in the trade, you know, make sure you're taking periodic profit, because there will be some pullbacks. You know, it's not going to be one straight line up. So take those pullback when we're hitting those key resistance point. It's good to take those, you know, some money off the table, and you can reinvest them again at the lower price. So that's something that you have to get comfortable with. But if you're like just if you're not an active trader, if you just want to have buy and hold psychology, or like, you know, strategy, then you probably want to take a look at a bigger picture from the monthly standpoint, that hey, I'm not going to touch anything for 2 years. Then just look at that 10,300 level. Anything stays over that level, then you're golden, right? And I mean, maybe you want to put those stop losses, right? You want to put those stop losses maybe around like 10,500 levels. So really up to you how you want to manage your trade, but I'm just giving you certain options, certain, like, you know, strategies that you can implement. Every people have their different everyone have a different background. My background is different than yours. My trading style is different than yours. So some people work, you know, 9-to-5 jobs. Some people are working like, you know, 6 to like 10 jobs. People are working double jobs. So it's really, some people cannot have time, or they're in different time zone. So there's a lot of variables here. That's what I'm trying to say. There are a lot of variables, and so you need to find that way that really fits you. All right. That's why maybe, like, you know, bottom picking some of the coins is good for you, that you can just hold on to it for 6 months, 8 months, maybe a year, and you know that you have picked a good coin, and you just hold on to it. That strategy might work for you, but it might not work for me. So it's really up to you what things work for you, because I cannot come and pull the triggers on your behalf. So you have to understand those things. You have to really learn from those things. Okay, so that's all, guys. That's all for Bitcoin. I wanted to cover some altcoins in this video, but I see we are getting a little bit longer, so I will cover the altcoins in the next videos. Okay, all right, talk to you soon. Bye.